Now, neither snow nor rain nor gloom of night is supposed to stop the post office, but what about losing $25 million a day? The U.S. Postal Service is hemorrhaging money while it waits for Congress to come up with reforms for the system. This week, a House committee chaired by California Congressman Darrell Issa is looking for ways to cut costs at the financially troubled organization. Possible ideas include ending Saturday mail delivery and no more door-to-door mail delivery. For a look at ways your mail service could change, we're joined by Don Soifer. He's the executive director of the Consumer Postal Council. Welcome, Don.
Good to talk with you.
All right, let's first talk about door-to-door delivery. About 1 in 4 people get their mail that way, me included. What could the committee change?
Well, right now, if you live in, say, a townhouse community or the Postal Service in new communities typically doesn't deliver it to your door anyway. They deliver in what they call cluster boxes down at the end of the street. And one of the things that we're hearing talk about now in Washington is have everybody shift to a system like that.
So blocks all around the country? I mean, how would they divide up how many cluster boxes are going to be put out there?
Yeah, well, it's not totally clear, and the representative from Boston said there's just nowhere you could even put cluster boxes in Boston, let alone people, out on rural routes all across the country. So it's not clear how it would work, and it's certainly not clear that the Postal Service needs any congressional authority to do what it's already doing anyway.
Now, Saturday delivery, that's possibly on the chopping block as well. Is that a good cost-saving measure?
Well, the Postal Service's annual budget is $65 billion a year, and the most aggressive estimates for how much the Postal Service could save bring us to about $2.5 billion. And it's a pretty big inconvenience for a lot of people, particularly older Americans, folks who might get their medication through the mail, to give up just for that $2.5 billion in savings that you might be able to get other ways.
Now, what other ideas are on the table?
Well, there's lots of talk about, first of all, the Postal Service has 520,000 career employees. So right away you're talking about a huge workforce. You have more post offices than you have Walmarts, McDonald's, and Starbucks combined. So whether or not there are ways to save costs or figure out how to leverage that network of well-placed post offices, everybody knows where the post office is, to gain new revenue are some of the ideas that are being talked about.
Are any of these measures enough, really, to fix the Postal Service's financial situation?
You started the segment talking about how much the Postal Service is losing. It's about $2 billion a quarter. People are just not using mail as much as they used to. It used to be that there were some products that were making money and some products that were losing money, and we were really concerned that monopoly customers don't subsidize junk mailers. But now we're into an age where just people use mail less, and if people feel that preserving the Postal Service as a government entity is important, and most people do, they're going to need to find ways to fix a business model that's just badly broken.
Just about 30 seconds here, Don. Once this House committee wraps up, what's the next step?
Well, it's really tough because it looks like they can get a bill through the House, but it's been voting just along a straight party line, and that gets a lot more complicated when you go to the Senate. And it's not just Republicans versus Democrats. Rural representatives and urban representatives vote very differently. So it's really hard to see how this turns into a law that's going to really make a difference in meaningful ways that gets signed this year.
Don Soifer, Executive Director of the Consumer Postal Council. Don, thanks a lot.
Anytime.